Welcome to Money, Manifestation, and Business, the podcast that shows you how to use your energy, intention, and consciousness to reprogram your money mindset, unleash a new level of possibility, and create a life and business that lights you up. I'm your host, Jamie Berman, and I invite you to join me each week for a dose of inspiration, coaching, and teachings to help you rewrite your money story, create abundance on your terms, and grow your business in a way that's fully aligned for you. This is going to be so much fun. Let's dive in. Hi, loves. I have a requested episode today. This was an idea that was inspired by a client who asked the question, what do I do while I'm waiting on my manifestation to come to life, right? And I have the perfect answer for you, and I have some really great ideas. So I thought I'd record an entire episode on it today. In fact, I have been doing just lots of recording lately, batching episodes, just because I have a whole log of things that I want to talk about and I want to record on. And I just have this creative energy that's coming through. So I've been in recording mode. And on top of that, it's also really great to batch your content so that you can take a nice break. I love doing that. So I'll probably be taking about a 2-week break where it's not that I'm not going to be working at all, but I just want to slow down. Like, I love the summer. I want to savor the summer. I want to slow down. I'm heading to Maui next week, and I'm going to be spending the first little over a week there by myself, which is kind of fun because I just really like being alone. And I love being in Maui. Not that I don't love being with my husband, but sometimes it's good to miss each other. Sometimes it's good to have that stillness. So I'm going to be retreating there by myself for a little over a week, doing a little bit of work that week. And then he's going to be joining me the next week, and we're going to take a vacation mode together. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to be renovating the kitchen. Okay, wait, let me take that back. I am not going to be renovating it. I will be overseeing the people who are renovating our little kitchen in our condo. And I'm excited to get the condo spruced up a little bit more. I feel like every time we go, I like to just give it a little lift here and there and spruce it up to make it really feel like us. And so I'm heading out there. I'm excited. I'm excited for the summer. Are y'all feeling the summer vibes? You enjoying the kind of like slow down season where you're just savoring maybe family, friends, maybe a little more active, maybe a couple more vacations than you normally take. I'm also going to Sweden in August, and I'm so excited about that. That is something that I just realized is happening. My husband is a neoclassical composer and artist, and he composed a new album, and he is going to be recording a 16-piece orchestra with that album. So we're going to go to Sweden and do it. We're actually going to be recording it at the Alba studio. So I'm excited. I'm like, I don't know what's in Sweden. What should I do? You guys let me know. Cause I'm getting excited for it. So with that, I am batching a whole bunch of episodes that I just am so excited to get out to you and share with you. And for this week, what I wanted to talk about is what to do when you're waiting on your manifestation to come to life, right? That between phase of I intended it, I'm in the creation mode, I'm working on it, I'm working on my thoughts around it, I'm taking action towards it, but it's not quite here yet. And I'm excited for it to get here, but what can I do so that I can stay out of scarcity, meaning staying out of it's not here yet. I am missing this thing, right? This thing is missing from my life and I need it or I want it or it's going to be so much better whenever I have it, where you actually feel like you're kind of in lack because it's not here yet. We want to avoid doing that. Why? Because it just doesn't feel that good. It's not a very fun way to create, and it's not the only way to create. So when you notice yourself doing that, I want to give you some ideas and some things that you can do to put yourself into a different energy, to put yourself into a place of abundance and presence and savoring the now, right? Enjoying the now, enjoying the anticipation of it so that you are not waiting for that thing in order to feel better, right? Or waiting on that thing in order to quote unquote live your life, right? Because that thing isn't going to actually change that much, right? In your life, in terms of the way that you think. It doesn't change your habits. It doesn't really change your identity, right? This is all work that we have to do separate from that thing, separate from creating that thing, or work that we can do along the way of creating that thing that makes all the difference. So that whenever you do receive it, you can actually receive it. You can receive the abundance and the goodness of it, right? I see so many people manifesting, wanting to get that thing. And then they get that thing. And then it's like they just completely overlook it. Oh, yeah, I have it now. Now what's next? What's next? What's next? Right. And I think that's just like the human condition, right? When we don't manage it or when we don't bring presence and intention to our human brain, it'll do that, right? And it's not a problem, but it's helpful to recognize that that's kind of the brain's pattern. That's what the brain will do. And we have an opportunity to slow it down, to slow ourselves down and enjoy the creation process so that we are always living in the dream that we once had. Because I bet for many of you, the life that you have now is a dream that you once had from the past, right? Past, you probably dreamed of a lot of the things that you have created now. But are you really living that? Are you savoring it? Are you enjoying it? My hunch is maybe not, right? So we want to change that. And we want to learn how to savor the dream that you already have. And of course, getting excited about and anticipating what's next, what you're evolving into, what you're creating, what you're manifesting, right? So that's what this episode is all about. So here are a few different things that you can do while you're waiting on your manifestation to come to life. And I want to say this because it doesn't matter why you're quote unquote waiting. I don't even know if that's the word that I like, but being in the moment now without the manifestation having occurred yet, but knowing that it's on its way. So whether that's like you have something that's coming up that you know the timeline of it, right? Where you're like, my manifestation, the opportunity for it to occur is going to be in October, right? You know that there's a date for it, whether it's like there's a vacation planned, or maybe you have a launch coming up, or whatever it is, right? I know someone who's like having her baby then, right? And so you have a date where you know it's happening, right? So you have time between now and then. And what do we do in that time? Or it also could be the case where there isn't a timeline to your manifestation, right? It's something that you've intended and you're holding space for and you are ready for, you're ready to receive, but it's not here yet. Or maybe it's something where you've set a timeline and it's past that timeline. And maybe it's way past that timeline. I know I've had that happen where I've set an intention for when I wanted to manifest something and it just didn't happen in that timeline. So I had to really hold space for, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to create this thing, even if it takes me the rest of my life, because I am committed to my dreams and I fight for my dreams and I don't give up on them just because they don't manifest in a certain timeline, right? Some things take shorter than we think. Some things take longer. Some things are right on time, right? But all of it is in divine timing. And in hindsight, we always realize why it was. But when we're in it, sometimes, our brains can get a little impatient. So let's talk about how to work with that impatience and what we can do to practice savoring this moment. So the first thing that I would recommend doing is enjoying the anticipation of what you are manifesting. Honestly, anticipation is one of the most Hi, friend. Let me ask you something. Are you ready to up level your money mindset and really release the things that have been holding you back. Release your limitations and your money blocks and that self-doubt and imposter syndrome that's been coming up for you, that's getting in the way of creating more abundance and more impact in your business. If so, I have the perfect opportunity for you that you're going to absolutely love. So mark your calendars for September 20th and 21st, because I am hosting my first ever abundance retreat live in San Diego, California. So we're going to come together and we are going to do the inner and outer work to create more abundance in your life. And I absolutely cannot wait for this. So picture it, me, you, and a group of soulful entrepreneurs coming together, doing a combination of coaching and other fun activities that are going to help you shift your energy and shift your money mindset in a massive way. My past retreat participants have said things like, I feel like I got 6 months of coaching in 2 days, because it's an immersive and a transformational experience. And it's so much fun. The people who come to these are amazing, and there's so much connection and networking that happens. And I just want to invite you in. And right now we have our early bird discount. So you can get some money off. All you have to do is go to the show notes and register. And I will see you in San Diego in September. It's going to be so much fun. Fun energies ever, right? Think about whenever you were a kid and you were anticipating a holiday. Like for me, I celebrated Christmas growing up. So I just remember all of December. It was so fun. We would get those calendars that had the 24 little chocolates that you open the door every day and you get a chocolate out. And we also had this little thing that would hang on the door. And it was like this, it had the 24 days until Christmas. And every day you would move, there was like a little mouse thingy. You would move it over to the next day. And I remember waking up and I loved moving it every day and seeing that it was getting closer and closer to Christmas. And I loved the anticipation of it. It got me so excited, right? I'm even thinking about that now with this trip to Sweden that we're taking. And I'm like, this is so fun. I know that it's not coming until August, but I'm so excited to kind of research and see like, what is there to do in Sweden, and talk to people about it and come up with ideas of what we want to experience, and talk to my husband about the orchestra and what that's going to be like and what it's going to be like going with him and seeing that experience. I can't wait for it. So the anticipation really is just as much fun as the trip's going to be. Oftentimes with traveling, I realize sometimes the anticipation is even better than the actual traveling, because you get to dream about it. You get to pick the restaurant you're going to go to, think about it for months and months and months. And then sometimes whenever you get in it, it's like, oh my gosh, I have jet lag and our flight was delayed and this happened and they lost my luggage. Not that all this happens at once, but sometimes traveling, it is a 50-50 life experience. It is both challenging and super fun. And so life is the same way. And the creation process is really the same way. So can you savor the time now where you get to anticipate what's coming, right? And in this anticipation, what you can do is really dream about it. Get specific about what it is that you're excited to experience about this thing. Think about the details, right? Get ready for it. How can you get ready and prepare yourself for it? So for example, if you are manifesting more clients, how can you get ready for them? How can you get your business ready? How can you, maybe you carve out the time that you're going to have for them? Or if you're manifesting a certain number or money, create a bucket list of like some of the things you want to experience with that money or what you might want to do with it. Like let yourself keep adding to that bucket list. Stay in desire, stay in the excitement of it. And along the way, maybe you say, how can I start checking off some of these things, right? This bucket list of things that I want to experience with the money that I create. Maybe little by little, you start doing that now. But it makes the process so much more fun when you're manifesting, but you're anticipating the excitement of it and the details and getting crystal clear on what you want and what you want the experience to be. And what I find is the more that I do that, the more that experience actually aligns with what it is I have like intended, right? Versus if I just say, oh, I just want to, whatever it is, let's say you're manifesting money. I just want to make a 10K month. Then you make a 10K month, but there's no real experience of it. When you can think it through ahead of time and think, well, this is what I want to do with it. This is why I want it. This is how I'm going to take it in. This is how I'm going to celebrate it. The chances of you actually savoring it once it happens go up so much more when you think about all the details ahead of time and you get excited about it. I swear the excitement is just as much fun as actually creating the thing. It is amazing. So enjoy the anticipation. And that's one way of thinking in abundance versus thinking in lack. Versus thinking, oh, I don't have this thing now, right? Like, oh, it would be so much better if I had it. Once I have it, then I can enjoy myself. Once blah, 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 right? We don't want to get in that energy. So we can shift into anticipation, get yourself excited, create a vision board, think about the details, right? I'm actually thinking about, so by the time this episode comes out, this will already be out. But right now we're in early June and I just watched part 1 of Bridgerton. Well, I watched it right whenever it dropped, but it was like 2 weeks ago, right? I watched part 1 of season 3 of Bridgerton, which I am obsessed with. That show is everything. I love love. I love costumes. I love the music, right? It's like everything Jamie loves in a show. I am obsessed. So I watched the part 1 of season 3 with Colin and Penelope, and I loved it so much. And they broke it into 2 parts. And so they made us wait a month to watch part 2. I'm so glad they did that. Because if they didn't, I would have binged the whole thing in one go. I would not have savored it because I wouldn't have been able to stop myself. And I am so glad because now I have been anticipating this. I literally have it on my calendar. I cannot wait. I have a Bridgerton part 2 party with me, myself, and Josh. And I'm so excited. So I'm so glad they did that. I'm so glad it wasn't all at once because now I really get to savor it. In fact, I watched part 1 of season 3 twice now, and I really got to take it in. I would have never done that if they dropped it all at once. So anyways, you can see anticipation is so fun. It's so good. So let yourself be in the anticipation. Another thing that I'm manifesting is a new home. Josh and I and Millie, my little family, we're going to be moving next year. That is the intention. And instead of being like, oh, we just need to move now, or, feeling like, why isn't it happening faster? What we're doing is we're just spending time enjoying looking at homes through Zillow, right? We're getting clear on what are some of the things that we really want for this next home. What are some of the things we don't really care for or maybe don't want in the home? What is the price point that we want to be in? And we're looking at different details, different areas. We're sending each other listings on Zillow. That's kind of like whenever we take a break from work, we're just kind of sending different ideas of what do you think of this? And what do you think of that? And the anticipation of it is so much fun. I'm really savoring that, right? And you can do the same with your business. Really think about what it's going to be like whenever you have that and what you're most excited about, and really carve out what you want your feelings to be once you're there, right? What do you want your experience to be? How do you want to take it in? How can you be present with it once you're there? Like thinking about the details helps you cultivate that ahead of time, which again makes it way more likely that that's what the experience will be like. So if you were waiting on your manifestation and holding off and being patient, enjoy the anticipation, right? So ask yourself that, how can I enjoy the anticipation a little bit more? My second recommendation of what to do when you are waiting on your manifestation, to manifest, is to enjoy now, right? Like really enjoy now. This is so important. In fact, in the money manifestation movement, where I teach manifestation, we have foundational videos, and I have a couple of foundation videos. And one of them is enjoy the journey. It's so important because if you can't enjoy now, you will not be able to enjoy your manifestation. You will not be able to enjoy yourself when that thing has manifested, because circumstances cannot create experiences. Circumstances cannot create thoughts or habits or identities. Like I was saying earlier in this episode, if you don't learn how to enjoy yourself, you're not going to know how to enjoy yourself. It is a totally different thing that is separate from things, right? And life, no matter what you have, is always going to be a combination of beauty and challenges. That's the human experience. That's human life, right? When I got trained as a coach, I learned that life is 50-50, right? A combination of, again, beauty and challenges, a combination of positivity and negativity, a combination of highs and lows, of obstacles and overcoming obstacles, right? Like it's light and dark. There is contrast in the human experience. And that's going to be no matter what. So that's going to be no matter if you have the life of your dreams and have manifested all the things, your human experience is still going to be a combination of it all, because that is the human experience, right? And so many of us have this illusion that once we get there, once we get that thing, once we learn to make the money and are bringing in this amount of money, we are going to have a different experience. And I just want to offer you that that thing is not going to bring you a different experience. The only thing that can bring you a different experience is you. It's you learning how to change your perspective, change the lens, shift, and really focus on what is the 50% of life right now that I want to savor and I want to experience? And what is the challenge that I want to maybe work on or heal or just hold space for, right? Because we're always going to have that. So if you don't learn to enjoy now, right now, you won't know how to do it there. So this is one of the best things you can possibly do while you are waiting on your manifestation, is how can you savor the goodness of your life that is now? You can ask yourself, what are the things that I'm going to look back at and say, God, those were the good old days that you're talking about right now, right? Can you savor the little micro moments? And I think the micro moments are what make up the beauty of life. So for example, even today, I was thinking about this for me and what have I savored today? And I hit my 3:00 slump. Sometimes I hit at 3:00 and I'm like, I have, things still to do with work and I have a to-do list here, but my gosh, I'm tired. Like the energy is not there. So I just decided, okay, I'm going to go grab a glass of water. I'm going to grab a little piece of fruit and just go sit outside in the sun for a second and just reset. And I did a little meditation. And Millie, my little dog, she's my little multi-poo, was kind of pawing at the door like, hey, I want to come out with you. She loves the sun. So I put her on her leash, brought her out, and we were just sitting out there by the pool and just savoring the sun, sitting out there. And it was so cute. She loves it so much. She just sits in the sun and her little nose just like moves back and forth and she looks up, but her eyes are closed. And it's just this like bliss experience that I see in her. And I was really like savoring it. I'm like, yeah, this is the moment that matters, right? These are the little moments that we want to take in and slow down and be present for. And these are the kind of moments that you're going to have now and are going to have once you've manifested more things, right? So how can you savor these moments? And again, it's like, what are you going to miss about the life that you have now in the future? And can you take that in? Can you actually enjoy it? So this is a practice, and it is something that you are just going to want to bring intention to, because I don't know if, at least for me, it's not totally natural for me, right? Like what's natural for me is just, let's do what's on the to-do list and like kind of just going through the motions and not really slowing down. So I really have to bring a lot of intention to savor those precious moments of the day that are small, but they're important and there's something you want to savor. So that's what I would say. Also, how can you bring some joy into your business? How can you make it more fun? How can you make it more you? How can you bring more enjoyment into the creation process? I think that's really important. And I've heard from so many people who have created such success, right? They've created some of what we would call impossible, right? I love studying quote unquote successful people or people who overcome big things or, right, like have a big dream and fulfill it. And I'm always watching documentaries on that. I'm reading books about it. And one of the things that I commonly hear is that it's in the creation process of it that we actually have the most joy and the most fulfillment. Once you already have it, like maintaining it isn't that much fun. It's kind of just boring. It's kind of just what is. And usually what happens is we're kind of, by the time we get there and it's normal, we're bored, right? We're human beings who are meant to create and evolve. So we're thinking about what's next anyways. So we'll come up with another thing to create. So it might be helpful to learn how to enjoy the creation process and not always be in a rush to get the next thing, or not always feel like it's not enough now, right? My life isn't enough now. I need that thing to be successful or worthy or think better of myself or to enjoy my life. Like that's the biggest lie that's going to keep you from living your life and feeling alive and present and savoring this one precious life. So that's number 2 in terms of my recommendations of what to do while you are waiting on your manifestation, is to enjoy now. Enjoy what you've already manifested. Again, you're probably living a dream that you once had. So can you take that in? Can you enjoy it? Can you realize that? It's huge. Okay, number 3 of what you can do while you're waiting on your manifestation is to learn, to grow, to expand, which is, I honestly think, the reason that we are given desires as human. I think we are given desires, and I don't know about you, but for me, like my desires feel like they were just kind of planted in me. It's not like I chose to desire them. It just felt like things that felt like soul callings or things that I really wanted to experience. And I can't explain why. It's not the same as my siblings. It's not the same as my family. It's not the same as my best friends even, right? We all have unique desires. And it's because our desires are meant to expand us. And when we go after our desires, it really does force us to grow if we're willing to keep going after them, right? There is growth and evolution and expansion involved with manifesting something, with manifesting a new reality or bringing something into your life. Like there is so much opportunity for evolution there. So that is something that you can do, is focus on like, ooh, how can I grow through this? What is it that is being presented as my next opportunity for learning? Or what is being presented as my opportunity to let go of, right? If you go after your dreams, you will expand in such a massive way. And that's why I say that's really the purpose. That's why we set these audacious, amazing, big goals that are our soulful desires, because it's helping us grow and expand and become the next version of ourselves. And it gives our brain something to focus on, because our brain likes to expand. Our brain likes a challenge. We don't like being bored. If we're bored, it'll find problems, but they'll be like dumb problems. when I say dumb problems, just things that aren't getting us anywhere, right? So I'm like, might as well put my brain to work and let the challenge be something that I want to evolve into or something that I want to manifest. And how can I grow through that journey? So those are the three things that I recommend as you are being patient and holding space and growing into your manifestation. Again, I'll go through them. Number one, enjoy the anticipation and savor the anticipation. Number two, enjoy now. Find joy in your life now as you are creating, and learn to enjoy the creative process, the process of creating something new. How can you enjoy that process, right? That's such a good thing to meditate on and really just reflect on and think about. Number three, learn, grow, expand, evolve. Let this desire, let this manifestation catapult your growth. It'll be amazing. I hope this was helpful, and I am excited for you as you're on this journey of creating your next manifestation. Hey, thanks for listening. I hope this episode is something that you'll be able to add to your manifestation toolbox to come back to when you need a little extra motivation. If you like what you've heard today and want to take it deeper, you've got to come check out my signature coaching program, the Money Manifestation Movement. It's the place where you'll not only learn manifestation, but you'll begin to live it alongside me and an amazing community of like-minded entrepreneurs doing this work together. Head on over to jamieberman.com to learn more.